are A, B, and C. Okay? Now, we get those values from something called standard form. Do you guys remember hearing the words standard form before?
Yes.
It is this equation, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay? Make sure you have a 0 on the right-hand side of your equation. Gucci?
Yes.
Okay. And if you forgot, that is called standard form. Okay? It's written for you down below as well. So when you have quadratic equations written in this form, you can use what's called the quadratic formula to find the answers. Okay? Now, the quadratic formula, it makes everything convenient, but it is a long and kind of hard to remember formula. It is the formula of x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now, some of you are looking at this and you're like, there is absolutely no way I'm going to memorize that formula. And that is why there is a song that we sing that helps us remember the quadratic formula. Okay? Now, I'm going to ask that I'm going to sing the song 3 times. On the 4th time, I need everyone, and I mean everyone, to try their best to sing it along with me. If you do not sing it along, okay? You ready?
Yeah.
X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Unfortunately, no, you will not have this formula on the test. Now, you are allowed to, on your exam, as soon as you get the exam, write down the formula so that you have it so you can access it later, right? Gabe.
I have an idea. The 4ac, are you multiplying a and c and then times that by 4?
Correct. So we're multiplying all 3 of these. So the order of that multiplication doesn't matter. If a was 1 and c was 2, you could do 2 times 1 first or 4 times 1 first, whichever one, okay? So, guys, all we're doing is we're applying this formula for the rest of these problems, okay? Check out letter A. As I said, though, the quadratic formula can only be applied when the equation is in what form? Standard. So let's check that for letter A. Is this equation in standard form?
Yes.
Yes. How do you know?
0.
It's equal to 0 and? It's in the order A, B, and C. Do you guys agree? Okay. It has to be in order. If it's jumbled around, then reorganize it so it's in standard form. We Gucci? Okay. Identify your values. What is my A value here? 2. What is my B value? It's negative 5. And what is my C value? 3. So I'm going to use those values with the quadratic formula, and then I'm just going to solve it, okay? So x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Do you see how it helps? Okay? All right. So now we plug in. What was my b value again?
Negative 5.
So x is equal to, what's negative 5? Positive 5 plus or minus the square root.
Wait, do we put in the end?
We're doing negative 5 and we're squaring. Well, x is what we're solving for, Slucci, right? So as long as we plug in all 3 of our values, we should eventually be solving for x. So we're doing negative 5 squared minus 4. What was a again?
2.
It was 2. And what was c? 3. All over, this all goes over what? 2 times, and what was a? 2. All right, so now, guys, watch. We're going to take it step by step. We're going to deal with what's underneath the radical first. So what's negative 5 squared? 25. So we're going to just say x equals 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 minus, now we can do 4 times 2 times 3. What's 4 times 2? 4 times 2. 8 times 3? 24. So we're doing 25 minus 24. All over, what's 2 times 2? 4. Okay? Why is there still a square root sign? Because we haven't taken the square root yet. Okay?
Oh, we just squared it.
We only squared it. What's 25 minus 24? Okay, so we have x equals 5 plus or minus 1, the square root of 1 over 4. Do we know the square root of 1?
Yes.
What is it?
1.
Okay, so we have 5 plus or minus 1 over 4. How many answers am I going to get?
2.
Why am I going to get 2? Because there's plus or minus here, okay? So, are we going to break this up into 2 equations? You bet ya. So we're going to get 5 plus 1 over 4 and 5 minus 1 over 4. What's 5 plus 1?
6.
All right, and the 6 over 4, is that a simplified fraction? No, it's not. So how can we simplify it, Gabe?
Isn't it a negative 5?
No, it's
Ooh, so yes, it is supposed to be negative b, but what was our b value in the beginning? Negative 5. So the negative 5 ended up becoming positive 5, okay? Very good point. Did you guys see that? Good, okay? I'm glad you brought that up, Gabe. Okay, 6 over 4, though. That's one of our answers, or do we have to simplify it?
simplify.
To what?
3 over
3 over 2. Very good, okay? All right, and the other one?
1.
4 over 4, which simplifies to 1. Guess what? We're done. That's it.
It's not hard, it's just remembering that.
It's not hard, but remembering that formula is going to be a challenge. You remembered it? Okay, don't look anywhere else other than me and give me the formula. Good try.
I got an x equals negative b plus I write square root 4ac over 2a.
All over 2a. Very good, Mia. Nice job. Pop off, girl. Okay. Hey, people, can I have you guys try letter B on your own? And we'll go over it in like 2 minutes. Go for it. Okay.
Wait, here. 2 more minutes. 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds. All right. Let's go over it. Okay. So, ask yourself, was it in standard form?
Yes,
Yeah, it was. All right. Actually, you know what? Who got it right?
I do.
Who wants to walk me through it? Andrea, you'll be brave? Thank you.
Okay, so I started off with the formula x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a.
Yeah. Let's go. Okay.
And then I plugged everything in, so
Well, what was A?
a was 1,
Good.
b was negative 6,
Uh-huh.
c was 5.
Perfect.
So I plugged b in negative 6, which would be positive 6.
Okay.
Plus or minus, then negative 6 squared.
Okay.
Minus 4, and then like parentheses, just 5. I didn't put 1 because it would equal the same, but
I like that. So you're just going to put 5 there because 1 is just going to keep it the same. Okay.
over 2 because 1 would keep it the same.
Very good. 2 times 1, which is just eventually going to be 2. Okay. And you already said that this was a positive 6, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then plus or minus, and then I squared negative 6, which gave me 36,
Okay.
minus 20,
Okay.
and then I subtracted, oh wait, and then 2.
Yep.
And then I subtracted 36 minus 20, gave me 16,
Good.
plus square root of 16 over 2, and then I square rooted 16 to 4.
Okay. So 6 plus or minus 4 over 2.
And then I like, how do I say this? Okay, I like took out 2 from both, like,
Oh, check you out. Okay. So you divided everything by 2.
yeah, that's right.
So 3 plus or minus 2.
Yeah, and then I did both of the equations equal to 0.
Not equal to 0.
Oh.
They're equal to
Equal
x.
to x.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you got 5 and you got 1. Very good. Okay. So If you didn't factor out the 2, you would have gotten 6 plus 4 over 2, and you would have gotten 6 minus 4 over 2. This would have given you 10 over 2, which is 5, and this would have given you 2 over 2, which is 1.
I got it right here.
Okay? Andrea, I've never seen someone cancel out the 2s like that. I like that. Good for you. All right, let's give it up for Andrea. She did a perfect job.
Were you cheating?
Was I cheating? No, I actually did these because sometimes the quadratic formula gets me, and so I needed to make sure that I had the answers down so I didn't mess anything up. David,
I know the song.
you know the song? All right, David. Should we give David another chance?
Yes.
No.
All right, people are saying no.
Yeah.
Yo, yes.
Okay, David, go for it.
X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
There he is. Go ahead, Sophia. All right, guys, we are going to do another problem. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Hey. Okay, we are going to do letter C. What's different about letter C? There's a fraction. Should we freak out?
Yes.
Maybe a little bit, okay? But are we gonna give up? No. Okay. All right. So what do I make sure first and foremost?
Standard form.
Is it in standard form? Yeah, sure it is. Okay. What is my a value?
1.
No. 1/2. Very good, Salucci. What is my b value? Nope. 1. What is my c value? -10. Guys, should x appear in your a, b, or your c? No. It should just be numbers, okay? All right. Someone different. Anyone want to take a shot at the formula? Don't look at anything in your notes. David, you already gave it to me. Alec?
So you do x equals -1 being multiplied by the square root of 1 to the 1 squared.
Okay.
Let's just put 1 because you already know.
Okay.
And -4 and -4 being multiplied by 1/2 times -10
Okay.
over 1
Over 1? Why over 1?
because it's two-way, but 2 times 1/2 is 1.
Very good, Alec. Okay. But there's one thing that you said that was a little bit off. You said that this -1 is getting multiplied by the radical. It's not. Does anyone know what belongs in between there? Plus or minus. Okay, we're adding and subtracting that radical from the -1. But Alec, excellent job, okay? Everything else was perfect. And then as you said, we square 1 and we just get 1, so it's going to be x equals -1 plus or minus the square root of 1 minus, what's 4 times 1/2?
2.
2. And then times -10? -20. Do you guys agree that's going to be a double negative? So that would change into a positive. So it's going to be plus 20. All over, and Alec already said, half of 2 is 1. Okay? Do we know the square root of 21? So it's going to be x equals -1 plus or minus the square root of 21. Dividing by 1, does that change anything?
No.
So do we have to put it in there? This is my answer. Now, you can leave it with the plus or minus symbol, guys, okay? Or you can write it out if it floats your boat. You can write -1 plus the square root of 21 and -1 minus the square root of 21. Segi.
How come it's -1 instead of 1 over 2 in the beginning?
In the beginning.
Like x equals -1.
Because remember, our formula is x is equal to -b. -b. So -1 plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Remember, -b. Okay? All right, good question. Any other questions on this guy? Can we all sing the song again together?
Yes.
Some people are like traumatized from singing the song together.
Yes.
It's not that bad.
It does help remember, okay? You want me to call you on Saturday? Sure. I'm taking requests to call people on Saturday to make sure that they remember. Yeah? All right. That means I get your phone number.
Wait, when is the test?
When is the quiz? The quiz for this, the test for this is next week. What day? Wednesday, okay?
B squared
All right.
Negative B.
Guys, I want you to try letter E.
It's not.
Now, letter E,
no fraction.
there's no fractions, right? But it's not in standard form.
Oh my god.
Add 1.
So it's very simple to change it into standard form, though.
Yes.
You just add 1 to both
I'm so
sides.
smart. I'm him.
These are going to cancel. This is going to be 0 equals 4x squared minus 4x plus 1. Good luck. May the force be with you. Okay? So letter E, here's all the work. You should have added 1 to both sides. When you use the quadratic equation, it should have been negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 minus 4 times 1 all over 2 times 4, which is also 8. You would have gotten 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 minus 16, which is 0, okay? 4 plus 0 is the same as 4 minus 0. It's just 4, and 4 divided by 8 gives you 1/2. That was your only answer, okay? Now, the last thing that we're going to go over okay, so all we're looking at now is we're going to be looking at this discriminant. If it's positive, we get 2 solutions. If it's negative, we get no solution. If it's 0, how many solutions do we get? 1. Okay? So it does not ask me what the solutions are. Just determine the number of real solutions. Okay? Before we can find the discriminant, I have to make sure it's in what form? Standard. Is this guy in standard form? Bingo. So let's get started. What's my A value? A is 1. What's my B value? 8. And what's my C value? -3. So now your discriminant, you're not going to write the whole quadratic formula. You're not going to use the rhyming song, okay? You're just going to say it's going to be B squared minus 4AC. What's B in our example? So you're going to square 8, and then you're going to subtract 4 times what was A? And what was C? -3, okay? What's 8 squared? 64.
Oh,
Because 8 times 8, yep. 8 times 2 is 16, okay? What am I going to get? -12. So -12? Why is it plus 12?
Because they're -4.
Good, it's -4 times 1, which is -4, times -3, which gives me +12. What's 64 plus 12? 76. All you care about is if that number is bigger than 0, 0, or less than 0. Which one is it? It's bigger than 0. It's positive. So I can say this has how many solutions? 2 solutions. Talk to me. Well, if you can remember the quadratic formula, right? The discriminant is just the part that's underneath the radical. So you know how it goes, x is equal to -b plus or minus the square root, then it's b squared minus 4ac? That's all you're looking at, okay, is the part underneath the radical.
so we didn't know anything else?
For today's lesson,
No, never mind.
ask again.
No, never mind.
Okay, are you sure?
Yeah.
Does this problem make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at example B.
We do the same thing?
Yes, but this one's different. Why is this one different? It's not in standard form. Can we change it to be in standard form? How? Chris? Good, Chris. Subtract the 6x from both sides. What am I going to get when I subtract 6x from both sides? Do I get 3x squared? Why not? Why can't I add those two terms? They're not like terms, okay? What do I get instead? Very good. Plus 1 equals 0. Okay? Is in standard form now? Bingo. So I list out what 3 values? My A, B, and C. What's my A value? Good. -6 and 1. All right. I need a volunteer. What's the discriminant formula? Go ahead. Yep. Mm-hmm. minus what?
minus 36.
Minus 36. Let's write it out with the letters. It would be b squared minus, that's how you just said it. It's 4ac. Very good. Okay. And when we plug those in, we're going to get, I'm going to move this down. We're going to get 6 squared, or excuse me, negative 6 squared minus 4 times 9. Which Hunter is correct. It's 36 minus 36. What's 36 minus 36? 0. What happens when my discriminant is 0? Not no solution. One solution. Cool? Okay. Can you guys try just using the discriminant, do letters C and D? Vamos. Okay, for letter C, who got one real solution? Who got one solution? Who can walk me through it? All the hands go down. Alec, please and thank you, Alec. Very good. 16 minus 16 equals 0. One real solution. Guys, I'm not going to be super picky whether you put real or not. Technically, we should put real, okay? We will not see imaginary solutions until what algebra? Algebra 2, okay? But they do exist, okay? I'm not going to be super picky whether you put one real or one solution, okay? But letter D, Hunter, there is no solution. Can anyone walk me through it? Alec, you did the last one. Hunter, you don't mind doing this one? Go for it.
You add 1 to both sides.
Why?
Because you have negative 1 on the outside and you need to make it into standard form.
Very good.
Then your problem is going to be 6x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 0. And then b squared is 4, and it's going to be minus 24 because 4 times 6 is 24 times 1 is 24. And it's going to equal negative 20, so there's no solution.
So this would be 4 minus 20. Wait, what? 4 minus 24, which would give me negative 20. When you get a negative for the discriminant, you are absolutely right. There is no real solution.